Zimbabwe stone sculpture originated in the 12th century. And despite the country's political and economic turmoil, the Chipunga Sculpture Park in Harare attracts international art collectors. Art critics view the works as modern interpretations of ancient African mythology, similar in style to works by world-renowned artists such as Pablo Picasso, Joan Miro, and Henry Moore. Stone sculpting is a slow process. First, the artist must find the perfect stone. Sculptor Mekias Munyaradzi explains his approach.
To me, every natural stone is a sculpture in waiting. I can see a lion in a raw stone, but you won't be able to see it. So my task is to make sure you see that. That's when I start working on the stone. So I basically follow the natural shape of the stone, then I say to myself, what is in that stone? Is it a lion? Is it a human being?
The sculptors collect stones for free in Zimbabwe, but transporting them to a work site is expensive. Blow by blow, the sculptor patiently shapes the stone. After that, it must be meticulously polished and sometimes waxed. One sculpture can take over a year to complete and weigh as much as a ton. To sell, it needs to be shipped to foreign countries where it can be exhibited and potential buyers can see it. All this is extremely expensive. So they formed an artist cooperative called Friends Forever with the help of an international development executive. They staged a show earlier this year at the World Bank in Washington. Zune Jorgensen explains the collaboration.
An artist himself, that's impossible. It's too expensive. You need to pull money together. The initial phase, and it takes half a year or a year before the sculptures are sold. So financing, and that's why we went together to make this happen. The idea is to get the art out into the world to people to enjoy and appreciate, but it's also to sell the sculptures so that each artist can earn a living from that to support his or her family.
Munyaradzi is a second-generation artist.
My father used to do it, and I just learned from my father. I didn't go to an art school. Just by watching my father, I became an artist.
Munyaradzi travels the world as a commercial pilot, but his passion always returns to sculpting.
Actually, my inspiration basically came from, I would say, my culture, my tradition, and I'm also influenced very much by nature. I love wild animals. Then we've got the spiritual world of the Shona people, which I don't really understand it fully, but I know it's there. I also make sculptures in relation to that.
The sculptures were well received at the World Bank. Guests were invited to meet the artist and learn more about the program during a casual forum. Jorgensen explains why Friends Forever works.
We didn't know if it was possible. We were, wouldn't say lucky, but we were right in the way we did it. So now we're sitting here in the World Bank in Washington. It's like an adventure.
Since 2004, Friends Forever have staged more than 60 exhibitions in Europe and the United States. And Jorgensen says the group has exported about 5,000 sculptures. The art captures the spirit and depicts the cultural heritage of the Zimbabwe people. Carolyn Turner, VOA News.